special guests, and of course, the graduating class of 2022. It is an honor to be standing in front of you tonight to celebrate in person and not in front of a computer screen. Every graduate in this room has had their own unique experience at DDSS, and there were also some life-changing moments that we all shared together. We persevered through a pandemic, entered the muddy waters of virtual learning, and missed out on many social and sporting events that were supposed to be the highlights of our years here. 4 years ago, none of us could have imagined the ride our high school careers would take. In grade 10, we were told we'd be getting 2 weeks off of school, which sounded like a dream to all of us. But as weeks turned to months, and months turned to the rest of our school year, for the first time in our lives, we actually missed being in school. We missed the early morning practices, competing at fair, and Friday night lights. We missed Mr. Gardner's lectures on the word attrition, and Mr. Leatherland's 10-minute game recaps on the morning announcements. We missed the socialization and seeing one another. To say online learning was difficult would be an understatement. Fitness class turned into filming workout videos. Science had us doing experiments with anything we could find at home, and math didn't get any more exciting. Sorry, Mom. The adaptation to online quizzes, classes, and assignments, on top of the lack of motivation and social interaction, made learning increasingly challenging. Through it all, the teachers did their best to help keep us entertained and to not let us fall behind. They held daily Teams meetings, muted our mics, showed us videos, muted our mics, and tried to hold virtual discussions, and then they muted our mics. They were understanding when we disappeared for lengthy breaks, and when our Wi-Fi coincidentally wasn't working on test days, and continued to put up with us as we kicked each other out of meetings. Finally, in grade 11, we were able to see each other's faces again. Well, half of each other's faces. And by this time, we were virtual learning pros and had mastered the pivot from in-person learning to virtual and back again. Through some on and off periods, missing out on some high school staples like semi-formal, fair, sports, and everything in between, we made it to grade 12 and saw the light at the end of the tunnel. We were able to enjoy our senior year in person, to play sports together, to go to prom, and to host our excuse of a senior prank. While it took some time to get used to, we remembered how to study the morning before tests, how to relearn to write notes out ourselves instead of downloading the teacher's copy, and found out the hard way that exams still existed, despite how persuasive we were with Miss Robin. After being hit with everything we could have imagined, including exercise bans in Riley's case, we conquered these barriers and found strategies that worked, except for Trevor, who still had some trouble finding his way around trees. Over a period of 4 years, everything we thought we knew about high school was flipped upside down. But life tends to be that way. It never goes the way you'd think, and in fact, sometimes it goes the complete opposite direction. It will take you to places you wouldn't have gone willingly, and will throw you into the deep end without warning. Yet somehow, these moments that we are pushed out of our comfort zone are the ones where we learn the most. There's a quote that says, "If you only do what you can do, you will never be more than you are." We all did more than we thought we could do. We faced each challenge thrown at us time and time again. Every single person in this building has gone through their own set of trials and tribulations to get to where they are today. Everything you've overcome, every obstacle you've faced, every risk you've taken, your greatest triumphs and your biggest setbacks. It all carved a path to get to you where you are today. We worked incredibly hard to get to this point, but we did not do it alone. We owe a huge thank you to those people that supported us throughout our high school careers. To our parents and guardians, thank you for supporting us through every decision we made, for providing resources, whether that be pencils or pens, tips or tricks, or advice that you gave us to push through the times when there seemed to be no way out. To our teachers, thank you for not giving up on us. Thank you for continuing to teach and engage us when we knew you were struggling just as much as we were. To our friends, who provided us with the memories we'll reminisce about for years to come, thank you for making the best of the time we spent here together and for providing support for one another. In closing, if there's anything we can learn from the past 4 years, it's that we have the strength to overcome anything thrown our way. I don't want to dwell on the things we missed out on in high school, but instead celebrate the way we were able to adapt and face the challenges presented to us. We may not have walked to school in 3 feet of snow, uphill, both ways, like our parents before us, but each and every one of us has had the resilience to complete our diploma requirements through not only a global pandemic, but the ripple effects of every challenge that stemmed from it. And that is a tremendous accomplishment that you can be proud of. My advice for you in those seats is to use this resilience in your future. Know that when you feel you've hit rock bottom, there is always a way to push back and set the course right, and that you have that power to do so. Be bold, take risks, and take the time to celebrate your successes. And remember, once a Raider, always a Raider. Thank you.